feel like you guys are mad at me. Like, what did I do? My last 2 videos have just been watching themselves. Like, what happened to you guys that wanted my makeup video or my skincare routine video? What happened? You don't want to watch it? You're mad at me for not posting immigration videos? Because that's all you just want to watch. You just want to come to Canada. Eh? Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time of being here, you're welcome. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and also the bell button so that you always know whenever I post a brand new video. So since you guys will not watch my beauty videos, I'm here for another immigration video, and I'm just going to be doing a run through of most of the questions that you guys have asked me, and I'll also be talking about some of the most popular frequently asked questions about Canadian immigration. So if that's what you're looking for, keep watching this video. Before we get into this video, I just wanted to say that if you're looking to reach out to me privately, my contact information will always be in the description box, and also I'm going to be leaving very important links in the description of this video. Leave me a comment in the comment section as well. Let's chat. Now let's jump right into this video. The first question people ask is, why do people choose to immigrate to Canada? It's fairly easy to immigrate to Canada, even though the requirements can be quite a lot. Canada is still one of the countries that's easiest to immigrate to, and Canada is built on immigration. Canada thrives on immigration, and they know this. The population of the age is pretty wide, and Canada knows that to continue to thrive in various industries so that they can compete with the rest of the world, they need immigrants. So this is the reason why Canada needs immigrants. The next question people ask me is, when will the borders be open again? So according to the latest news, there are still travel restrictions until July 31st. So let's see if it's going to be extended or not, but according to what we have right now, it's going to be until July 31st. And now the next question is a big one, and this one is it worth it to leave everything I have and come to Canada? Like I've said before, like again and again, like, why do you want to move? Let me use my case for example. I came to Canada when I was 24 years old. I had just finished my master's degree from the UK, and I basically had nothing. I had not started my life. I had no meaningful relationship. Like, nothing was tying me down to where I was. So when I came to Canada, it was a good template for me to start my life over again. And it's been 4 years. And if you ask me, was it worth it? My big answer would be yes. Would I do it again? 1,000 times over, yes, I would. So for me, my question is, what is most important for you? That's why I feel like immigrating to Canada is best for people who want to start their lives all over, who don't mind starting from scratch. People who want to start a business or a career path, you know, just something brand new. Or maybe your company transfers you, then that would be a very good reason. But should you sell all your property, you know, leave your business, leave your family to come to Canada? This would be something that you really have to think about. But also worth thinking about and remembering is that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Another question I've got from some of you is, does Canadian immigration have age restriction? So yes and no. So there are programs that are age sensitive in the sense that, you know, a certain age bracket is mostly preferred, but it doesn't mean that if you're older, maybe like you're 45 or 50, you still cannot immigrate to Canada. And sometimes there are some programs that will not necessarily say, okay, if you're 40 you cannot apply, but it just means that the people who are younger would have a better chance than you. So the reason why this is because, like I said earlier, Canada thrives on immigrants. So they don't want to invest in someone who does not have that much years before retirement, if you get what I mean. So it's just like, you know, workforce investment. You know, you want to invest in people who still have a lot of time to work, you know, who have a lot of workforce equity to put in the country. So that's why. So if you're older, do not feel discouraged. Just find something that you feel would be more favorable to you. For example, if you have kids or grandkids, you can be sponsored under the parents or grandparents program, or the agricultural scheme is there. You know, there are different programs that would still benefit you. You can immigrate under the self-employed scheme, you know, as a business owner and whatnot. So there are definitely opportunities for everyone, but the most favorable age bracket would be from say 18 to 35. That would be the best age. So if you're sleeping on your immigration process and you really feel like you need to get on it, then get on it. The next question is, how can I work as a nurse in Canada? If you want to work as a nurse, you would have to get a license. Nursing is a licensed profession in Canada, and I'm not able to really get deep into this, but I'm going to be leaving a link in the description to read more information about starting your nursing career in Canada. The next question is, what are the current prospects for employment in Canada? Considering the recent events, you know, with the whole pandemic, people are very worried about how the pandemic has affected Canadian immigration. But you know what? Not much. In fact, if for anything, it's a blessing more than a curse for immigrants, because Canada realizes that to bounce back from everything that has happened over the last couple months, they actually need new immigrants in the healthcare sector, in engineering, in construction, in the financial sector. Like, they need people to take on jobs that are considered essential. So if I just mention your career path and you're thinking, well, how can I get a job? Head on to jobbank.ca to see what opportunities are out there for you. I would say read all that you can about applying for work in Canada. Make sure that your resume is Canadian style. Get your cover letter ready and apply for those jobs. The next question is, what do you think about birth tourism? So birth tourism is basically, you know, coming to Canada to have your child for the purpose of them being a Canadian citizen. Having a Canadian passport will give you access to at least 180 countries without stress. So I would say definitely, for sure. It's not for any vain reason or anything. It's not a matter of status or whatnot. I mean, having your African, you know, passport is great. I just feel like in a world where like opportunities can be limitless, of course, give your child the opportunity to have options. So yeah, I definitely would say yes to birth tourism. Next question is, how do I start to apply for my Canadian immigration? Well, I have said this in the past, and I made a video talking about, you know, where to start if you're confused. I'm going to be leaving a link up here for you to check out that video. It really helps. I broke everything down a lot. The first thing I would say you need to do is understand why you want to immigrate to Canada, take an eligibility test, and then you know where to start from. I'll be leaving a link in the description to the eligibility test tool so that you can start from there. The next question is, would you recommend an immigration consultant? So this is a big one for me. Personally, I would say if you do not have the patience or the time, or you're just someone who is anxious or do not have a lot of confidence in yourself, I would say yes, go for a Canadian immigration consultant if you can afford it. It would definitely be worth it to have someone go through the whole process with you. So yes, and one immigration consultant I can recommend for you here in Canada is FTO Immigration Services. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description so that you can reach out to them for a great immigration service, and I'm hoping that they're able to help you. The next question is, how do you afford to live in Toronto? This one is quite a bit because, well, Toronto is very expensive, and I'm sure when you're immigrating you're wondering, like, where is the best place to live? Where is the most affordable place to live? I'm going to be talking about that in another video. I just feel like in Toronto, we just afford it. You know, you're working, you pay bills, you know, you don't live above your earning. There are people who work just to be able to fund their luxurious lifestyle. But yes, people just generally afford it. For me, I do a lot of work. I model, I act, I teach, I do YouTube. So, and my husband works. So we just work very hard to be able to feel comfortable. The next question is, can I still apply to study in Canada even with the pandemic? The short answer to that question is yes. The pandemic only affected visitors' visa applications, which have now been opened, by the way. So now you can apply for your visiting visa online, only online. So you go on the website cic.gc.ca and create an account, and you make your online application, no paper application. Okay, so the study visas did not stop. However, you may have to do distant learning for now until further notice. Right now, because of the pandemic, you can actually be studying abroad, and when you graduate from the Canadian institution, you would still be able to apply for a post-study work permit. So you can remain in your country, keep doing what you're doing and studying full-time. Then when it's time, come to Canada, complete your studies, and still apply for a post-study work permit. So yes. The next question is, how important is it for me to pass the English or the French test? So here's the thing, Canada is bilingual, so the official languages of Canada are English and French. If you speak both English and French, or you have a good knowledge of both, it will be perfect for you because you have more opportunities. So it's very, very important that you pass the test. So no matter what, just make sure that you're scoring a minimum of 7. It will do yourself a lot of good and give you more points in the express entry program, for example. The next question is, how long is my ECA valid for? How long is my educational credential assessment valid for? Short answer is 5 years. The next question is, how long can I live in Canada as a visitor? So when you apply for a Canadian visa, usually most likely they are going to give you 2 years multiple entry, but it doesn't mean that you're allowed to come and live in Canada for 2 years. So you can only live in Canada for a maximum duration of 6 months at a time. So you would have to leave Canada and then re-enter if you have to stay longer, or you can apply to extend your stay in Canada. That's a different application, which is legal, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's completely legal, and Canadian immigration will definitely grant you an extension of your stay if they see that you need to. The next question is, how long does the PR process take? Usually the PR process takes between 6 to 12 months. It really depends on what they need from you and how fast you're giving them information, how fast you're submitting documents when they need it and whatnot. So once they start exchanging information with you, just know that you're this close to getting it. Yeah, congrats if you're making progress. Next question is, as a student, can I work to support myself in Canada? Of course you can. In your study visa, they will allow you to work 20 hours part-time during school session. So this allows you to, help yourself make some cash. And when school is on holiday, you can actually work full-time hours. So yes, you have nothing to worry about. The next question is, does it snow throughout the year in Canada? The short answer to that question is no, it doesn't. We mostly have snow between, say, December to March, sometimes April, but rarely. The coldest month in the year is usually January, February. And oh my God, it can get to up to minus 35, 37 degrees depending on where you are in Canada. There are parts of Canada like where you actually have over minus 50 degrees Celsius in cold weather. Crazy. So when it's cold, it's really cold, and then when it's hot, it's hot. So let me just break down the weather for you, okay? So December to March is officially winter. April to June is spring. June to late June to September is summer, late September to early December, mid-December is fall. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, you know, something I always say is that Canadian weather changes just like its immigration policies. Shikena, like immigration policies changes per second, so you have to get on board. The next question is, are the people friendly? Yes, Canadians are generally friendly. Even when they don't like you, they still act like they do. So don't be fooled all the time. But I would say Canadians are generally very friendly. I personally have met amazing people, and I can tell you for sure that because this place is just filled with a lot of immigrants, most likely when you meet someone and they know that you're a new immigrant, they are always happy to help you. The next question is, what is the cost of living like? I made a video talking about the cost of living in Toronto. Oh my gosh, monthly expenses. I broke it down for you guys. Please make sure to watch that video. I'm going to be leaving it up here. Living in Toronto is expensive. There are other less expensive provinces or cities where I would say if you're starting life, just, you know, consider those places. You don't have to move to Toronto, because the closer you are to the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, the more expensive life is going to be for you. So I have answered all the questions on my list, and I'm just going to be wrapping up this video. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to share this video, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, leave me a comment in the comment section, and I'll be happy to chat with you, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.